Hey everyone, I'm Christina and I'm a volunteer at the Arizona Museum of Natural History. You might have seen me supervising some Sunday shifts or maybe helping out at some special events. But during the work week, I'm actually a postdoctoral researcher in the chemistry department at Arizona State University. And I'm working on projects that try to do chemistry using electricity. A lot of people ask me, why chemistry? Like, there's a lot of cool science out there. Why did I pick chemistry over studying plants or animals or dinosaurs? Like, why not be Indiana Jones and study archaeology? I thought I would share with you one of the first experiments I did when I was a kid, and maybe that might give you a sense about why chemistry. One of the first things that people think about when they hear the word chemistry is acids. But what exactly is an acid, or the opposite of an acid, which is a base? What exactly is the pH scale or indicator? To explain these ideas, let's think about where they come from. So let's think about water, good old H2O, two hydrogens and an oxygen. But let's think about water a little bit differently. Let's think about it instead of in terms of their atoms or their elements, let's think about it in terms of acids and bases. H2O could also be H and OH. For those of you that are really wanting to ace this test, this H actually has a positive charge and the OH has a negative charge. This H is what a chemist means by acid, and this OH is what we mean by base. So with this in mind, we can talk about the pH scale. This is actually how we measure if something is acidic or basic, and if it's a lot or a little of either. We sometimes use special chemicals called indicators. And indicators are basically these chemicals with a superpower because they'll change color depending on whether they're around an acid or a base. And there are a ton of indicators that you can buy, but the first indicator I ever used came from a red cabbage. I don't have a red cabbage today, and I'm trying to avoid going to the store, but that doesn't mean there aren't things that we can find around the house. And so I'll show you what we have in my kitchen today, and I'll show you how these indicators work. But first, let's make sure I can be safe about sciencing at home, so we can avoid going to the hospital. I don't have a lab coat at home, but I do have the next best thing, a long sleeve shirt I don't care about. If I spill anything, the long sleeves will help protect me. I check my fridge for some indicators. Blue or purple things were my clue. They have indicators called anthocyanins. I found blueberries, red onions, and beets. I found online that turmeric could also work as an indicator since it has curcumin. I've never tried this before, but we may as well give it a go in today's experiment. Now I need to get the indicator out of the fruits and vegetables. For the beets and red onions, I chopped the vegetables and boiled each in a little distilled water to draw out the indicator out of the plant cells. I filtered the extract just to make it a little easier to work with. For the blueberries, I just pureed and filtered them using a food processor. A spice grinder or even a potato masher could work if you need. I don't expect the curcumin indicator to dissolve well in water. It's a little bit greasy, so I added some rubbing alcohol in my turmeric water mixture. Now I need some acids and bases to test my indicators. I found distilled vinegar, an acid, and some baking soda, a base. Now that my extracts are ready, let's see how they change color with acids and bases. I set up 3 jars for each indicator. This one is beet juice. Each jar has distilled water and the indicator I made. So now I'm adding vinegar to the one on the left and baking soda to the one on the right. I added distilled water to the one in the middle as my neutral control. Then I tried it with the onion juice. Then I tried it with the blueberry juice and with the turmeric. This is actually where it gets kind of fun because now I had some indicator left over and I just wanted to see what else I could test out. Using some cleaning gloves I had on hand, I watered down some bleach and added some to each indicator. The bleach is both a base and an oxidizer, so that's why I wanted to use gloves for this. You can see it does some really interesting chemistry to these indicators. These results actually kind of surprised me. I really thought the beet juice would give me the most dramatic color changes, but honestly it looked like the onion juice kind of did. The turmeric kind of surprised me as well. I expected it to turn really red in the presence of base, but that might have had something to do with how I prepared it or how strong my base was. If you have an ammonia-based cleaner, that might give the result I was kind of expecting, but you'll definitely want to use gloves for this. I would also try adding a little bit more rubbing alcohol and less water the next time I try to set up a turmeric indicator. The blueberries surprised me a little bit too. Maybe boiling the indicator would make it a little bit more dramatic, but that's something that maybe you can try at home. In any case, you can see it's pretty simple to set up some of these indicator extracts. Your results could actually be different from mine depending on how you set up your experiments. And we'd love to hear about it, so feel free to add your results and your experiments to the comment thread. Hopefully this quick activity gave you an idea about why chemistry, at least for me. I mean, chemistry is in so much of what we do every day. It's in our food, it's in us, it's how we study things. It explains so much of what we see around us. I can't wait to talk to you more about the science of things when the museum reopens, but in the meantime, stay home, stay healthy.